Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be talking to you today. This is my new mindset that I'm adopting. It's called Chat Are We Cooked? And this refers to, I guess, Gen Z slang. I don't even want to explain it because that's not my problem if you don't know, but you can Google it. But yeah, so I've just been adopting this mindset of like, I have an idea, I want to execute it, I want to reach that goal, I want to do something, make a decision, and I think to myself, chat, are we cooked? Like, if we're gonna be cooked anyways, we might as well go for it. Like, what do we have to lose, right? Like, if the pros outweigh the cookingness of my train of thought, right? Because like everyone wants to be like, oh, you know, you shouldn't do this because of that, you shouldn't do this because of this. Or even if it comes down to like me posting on my Instagram, like a TikTok reel, or not TikTok reel, like a Instagram reel or an Instagram post or a YouTube video, I think to myself, I'm like, does it even matter? Does it even matter? Like, is it gonna affect, like what is the downside? Because does it even matter anyways, is kind of like what I'm thinking. And then I come to the conclusion of like, it doesn't matter, so I'll just post anyways. Like, who's like, what is there to lose by me trying? And if everybody's going along with this narrative saying we're cooked, like if we're cooked, we might as well try. What do you have to lose? And so that chat are we cooked mindset is not supposed to be negative and be like a negative voice in your ear saying, you know, we're effed, like we shouldn't do this, we shouldn't. It's supposed to be like, we might as well try because we're kind of dwindling down on our hope here, so we might as well try anyways. Especially if you've worked really hard at something, or you want to take a little risk, you want to see how you want to grow your social media, you want to see how something would do, you want to like whatever. And if it's not that bad and just makes you embarrassed as a result, or could embarrass you or be seen as cringy, like who cares? You tried. That's literally what I'm thinking in my head. Like, I'll post something on Instagram and be like, oh my gosh, should I just take this down? Should I just give up? Like, and then I think, what do you have to lose? Like, literally, what do you have to lose? Like, what are people gonna look at your Instagram reel and be like, okay, you're so weird, scroll. Literally, what do you have to lose? And so this mindset has been something that I've been implementing, and just, you know, when it comes to little action steps that I'm taking to just see what happens. There's another really good saying I enjoy, which goes like this. I don't know what wise philosopher said this, but if you don't F around, you're not going to find out. You're just not. Like, if you're curious and you want to try something, you want to learn a skill, you want to try growing a social media, you want to go somewhere, you want to do something, whatever. If you don't try, if you don't put yourself out there a little bit, the answer's no. The answer will always be no if you don't ask, if you don't try, if you don't have the audacity. Something that I pride myself on is the fact that I have an insane amount of audacity, right? Like, I'm not going to use the comparison I want to use in my head, but there are some people in this world who have so much audacity. Like, they do not care. Like, I'm here to finish that off. Yes, so there are so many people in this world with so much audacity. There are people probably way dumber than you, way less qualified, have no credentials, or even, it doesn't even make sense why they would be doing some of the things that they're doing, yet they're still doing it, and you're still hesitating. Like, let that sink in. Either you're still hesitating, you're still making excuses, you're still thinking that it's so far away from you and not possible for you. You're still thinking about all the doubts and the logistical reasons why things wouldn't work or whatever. And really, it all comes down to confidence, mindset, and the ability to just believe that you can. And for me, I just decided that it like finally clicked a switch in my brain when I saw so many people doing the things that I wanted, have so many of the things that I wanted to have, just living lives that I was inspired by, and really there was little to no differences. And I was like, well, what's stopping me? Oh, all these limiting beliefs. See, when we're born, we all get a deck of cards that we're dealt, and it's our job to work with what we've got to create what we want. And some people have advantages in other areas, and some people have advantages in other areas and disadvantages in other areas, or I wouldn't say disadvantages, just more limited resources or things in other areas, because nobody's perfect and no one's life is perfect, despite what you may see or what it may appear like. So with that being said, it's your job to take the cards that you were dealt and play them in the way that is the most right and aligned for you to create whatever outcome that you desire, because you deserve that. You deserve that. And it wasn't until I decided I have the audacity, and I'm going to have the audacity, no one's going to tell me I can't, that it really clicked for me. And it felt like I was kind of on the sidelines for a lot of my life, just watching, like as if I was watching life through a screen and there was not much I could do. Because I felt like there wasn't much I could do until I just looked around, and I felt, and that alone, me looking through life through a screen, was, of course, everything in your life is your responsibility. But it really comes down to mindset and environment. Mindset, environment, of course, the cards you're dealt. I had a very poor mindset, very poor confidence. I was very insecure. I lacked a lot of belief in myself. And a lot of it had to do with my environment, and it very much stunted my ability to thrive. And I'm not going to go too much into that. But as a result, because of things I couldn't control, I had a weak mindset and had to work on the fact that I had a weak mindset, and that was my fault. But obviously, when you're in an environment and you don't realize your mindset is weak, like you don't know these things, right? Like you don't know self-development, you don't know your mindset, like, because when you are surrounded in an environment or around people that keep you stuck and contained, it's like you can't see past it. That's what I mean when I was seeing my life through a screen. It was like almost like I felt stuck. There was nothing I can do. But when I literally, metaphorically, like shattered that screen, it was when I felt like I could really do something. I could really finally start to picture, what could my life look like? What could it feel like? What can I do for myself? And audacity came along with that. When, why does Billy Bob Joe get to do that and I don't? Okay, I'm gonna do too. I don't need to wait. What are we waiting for? Permission from who? Permission from who? No, seriously. Like, something that I do to really like help with my confidence and becoming as a person is I will, and this is ongoing, like, especially, yeah, this is an ongoing thing where it's like I'll go to places that I want to go, or maybe I've dreamt of going or whatever, and I will go there, and yeah, and I will be there in the space. It doesn't matter if it's, maybe a coffee shop that I think to myself, oh, I don't really have to go here, but, or whatever, a restaurant or a coffee shop or a clothing store. And regardless of whether I buy anything or not, if in the past a version of myself thought I could never, or thought only people like that, only that kind of person would go there, or maybe when this person has this amount of money, they would go there, or whatever, I don't care and I'll go anyways. Obviously, be responsible with your resources and things like that, but it costs $0 to go to, a nicer store in the mall and touch and feel the clothing. Maybe a store that one day in the future you'll have the ability to buy clothes in or buy things in, or even if you don't want to anymore. Just like, for example, with stores, I used to think to myself, I could never go in there. I'll never buy that, or only once I have this amount of money, I'll go in there. No, I'll just go in and touch things and, whatever, feel things, touch things, ask questions if I want, try things on if I want. What's stopping me? What's stopping me? Nothing. See, it's a really great analogy because a lot of the times people will wait in their lives. They'll wait until they have a certain amount of money saved, or until they have this status, until they have something to feel ready and competent to gain that confidence to go somewhere or do something. But why don't you have that now? Because if you flip that script and you feel it now, not only will you start taking aligned actions quicker because you know what that feels like, but you're removing the pedestal from that thing. You're removing the weight, you're removing the pedestal, the idealization of, once I'm here, I can do this. Once I have this amount of money, I'll do this. Once I have this, I'll go this. But if you decide to, and I use the clothing store example because it's just like an easy one to say, but if you go to that nicer high-end store, now you don't need, it's literally free to walk in. If you go there now, you remove that idealization, you remove that weight, and you just think of it as, oh, I'm allowed to touch nice fabric. I'm allowed to see what styles they have in here. Oh, yeah, there's nothing stopping me from trying this on if I wanted to, asking a question if I wanted to. Gaining that confidence and just walking in with your head held high, like, I belong here. Just like you would go to whatever shoe store and think, oh, like, I like these shoes, but maybe I'll get them next month when I, want it, or it makes more sense for me. Same with the nice clothing store that you probably, always thought in your head that only rich people go here. You can go in there and do the same thing in your head. Train yourself, like, yeah, oh, this is a cute jacket, but it doesn't make sense for me right now. I'll come back for it soon. But the same comfortability and confidence in yourself, that's how you need to walk through those doors. Go to the places that you want to belong in. Decide that you belong in them. Stop waiting and placing things outside of you on a pedestal to tell you that you belong. And have that audacity to take aligned action and go for the goals and the dreams that you want. Be at the places that you want to be. Maybe one day you would like to live in a certain neighborhood. Maybe dress cute, go there, have a coffee at a coffee shop there. Just start feeling it now. Even in little moments. You want to have a slower morning? Wake up a little bit earlier. Put on some good music, read a book, make a coffee. Decide, this is what a slow morning would feel like for me. You want to apply to that job that you literally have no credentials for? Who's going to stop you? What's source going to do? Reject you? Okay, who cares? You want to reach out to that person that could help you with an opportunity, or maybe you just want to connect with somebody in your industry, whatever. What's the worst they're going to do? Ignore you? I'm serious. Like, what's going to happen if you try? The answer is going to be no, or it doesn't work. Okay, on to the next. On to the next. And then also, if there's something that you want and you're finding that you are having trouble in a way, and you feel like, oh, there's no space for me here, or you find that you're hitting like certain ceilings, or you can't, whatever, just try doing it yourself. Like, for example, if you find that, no coffee shop can ever get the perfect coffee of yours, or can ever measure up to, the sweetness level that you want, try making it at home. Try getting stuff and creating something that you love. It's yours. It's your little recipe. You know what's in it. It's yours. No one can replicate it. There's always a way in my head. And maybe it's not always the way that I initially thought, but there's a way. Maybe things don't always happen according to the plan, but they happen in an even better way that makes sense for you. That was already predestined, that was going to happen anyways, in the best possible way. But with audacity and confidence, like, there are so many people that told me no, rejected me, whatever. I started this whole channel because, well, I always kind of wanted to be a YouTuber, but I really started like getting into it because I felt rejected, because I felt isolated, because I felt alone, because I felt misunderstood. I wanted to build a community, me not even speaking clearly. I wanted to create a community of people who feel the same way as me on a certain level and can relate. I wanted to create that. I wanted a space where I could just do whatever I want, post whatever I want, edit, speak, share my thoughts, share my feelings, relate to people. I wanted, initially, it started off as a place where like I could post creative edits because I had no solid, like really good portfolio for editing. But then I just stopped, I just didn't care. And I also thought, oh, but there's so many people in the self-development improvement space. Like, they all talk about the same stuff. Like, why would I be different? There's always room for you if you make room for yourself. Like, you can always pull up a chair. You don't have to be the inventor. You can be an innovator. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Like, the innovator and the inventor, they can do they both do amazing things, and they both have achieved amazing things and can achieve amazing things, right? A lot of new discoveries were based off of pre-existing information. And then sometimes, like, there's that profound, oh my gosh, what a new piece of information we've never heard of in our lives. That's amazing. But then sometimes amazing discoveries happen from pre-existing discoveries. And so, with that, I conclude. I love you so much. Have all the audacity, take up space. Be somebody that you can be proud of. And I love you so, so much. I have so much confidence in you, so much faith in you. You can do anything in this life. And with that, I'm hitting stop.